Tell us a little bit more about the biking scene in South Africa. How do you see it?
Yeah, I came to South Africa 3 times, and each time I came, I hit the biggest jumps I've ever seen. So I guess jumps are pretty big in South Africa.
What do you think about this new course?
New course is unreal. It's like, I think it's one of the best things I ever got the chance to ride, and no surprise, Nico, Sea-Dog, Sam are just next level when it comes to like building and designing jumps. And man, line speaks by itself. These leaps are next level. I never rode leaps this tall, and I never want to go back to like normal leaps now. They feel so good. It's just so fun.
Do you think there's so the jumps are getting bigger and bigger? Do you think there's a balance between the air time, or do you think you can still progress in terms of?
I think that we can still go a lot bigger, but it's all about how the jumps are built. That's why if you do want to build big jumps, you need to know how to build them, and they know how to do that here. So it's important that the guys that build the jumps are good at it, because then the jumps are huge, but they're safe. Like this step up right there is like probably the tallest leap I ever hit, but it's so safe. You can like learn stuff on it. And I think it's about how the jumps are built. If they're built right, and they could be huge, but they could be safe at the same time. And that's when Nico, Sea-Dog, and these guys come to play, you know.
What's your favorite part of the course?
I like everything. I like the first couple berms. I like the 90-foot jump because it's fast. I love the hip. It might be my favorite jump on course, actually. And I love the step up as well. Last jump is kind of like the scariest one for me because it's kind of hard to judge the speed. It's easy to go deep. And man, I think like the whole top to bottom is the best fun I had.
Okay. There's a lot on mountain bike. The community is there's a lot of camaraderie and friendship, and there's no pressure because there's not a prize money. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think that this format is the right way to go. You know, I've been doing some comms in the past years. I rode slopestyle events and stuff, and the way they do it, I think it's just wrong. You know, it's just if you do not understand the sport, you need a score, you need numbers, and we don't need that. We just need sick jumps and have fun with it, you know. And yeah, that's what we ride for. We don't ride to like get scored or like win a trophy, you know. Here you're just like, you're pushing yourself. You're like on top of the rolling, and you're actually like, man, am I gonna be able to land that? And when you do so, you're so stoked that that's better than any score or any pressure you can judges can put on you, you know. So it's sick, good format for sure.
Tell us a little bit about the mountain bike scene in South Africa. What do you know about it? What's the experience?
Yeah, so this is my second year here. So last year we got to see a lot of the mountain bike scene, the local scene actually. They had an event here up at the Hell's End Bike Park, which was super rad. We saw all the locals just sending it, huge crashes and stuff. But yeah, other than that, I haven't seen much. I think there's a lot of local people that shred and stuff, and Ike, the owner of the farm, is shredding with us, so it's really cool to see that.
It's your second year, as you said. How do you see it from last year to this year? Like any improvements on the course?
Yeah, so the course changed quite a bit from last year. A few of the jumps got bigger and steeper, and then they actually added 2 step downs and a big trick jump at the end, which is massive. So yeah, it's really cool. The course is running amazing. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting on wind. And
you think that Nico, Sam, and Clemens did a good job on building this new course?
Yeah, Nico, Sam, and Clemens are the best. Like, I don't know anyone better than them in a machine, and when they are all working together, it comes to be like they make the most insane stuff ever. So that's cool.
We've been seeing, like, especially on DarkFEST, the jumps, the track is getting bigger, but the jumps are getting bigger and bigger, the ramps.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a limit on that, or are we close to that limit? Or
yeah, I think, I don't know, Nico Vink's the guy that pushes the limits, honestly, for how big things are. So having him and Sam and Clemens all working together on a course, it's just going up. I think every year it's going to get bigger and bigger, but definitely, I think the bigger we go, it's harder to ride with conditions. The conditions have to be absolutely perfect to to ride those jumps. So I think if we push the limits on how big the jumps are, we're going to be able to ride the jumps less, if that makes sense, because the conditions aren't always perfect.
What's
so
the biggest enemy for you in terms of conditions?
yeah, conditions, like the biggest enemy for sure is wind. I mean, we're dealing with it all the time because our bikes are so light and you're jumping so far that it can blow you around and a huge crash happens. So yeah, and rain, and even this morning it was misty, so the air was thick, so you roll faster and you go slower in the air. So it's actually crazy how much the elements affect us. So.
What do you think about DarkFEST as an event compared to other like competitions?
Yeah, so DarkFEST is a really cool event because we kind of get to come for a week and just hang out and ride when it's good, and it's good vibes and the best course and the best dudes to ride with. So it's honestly one of the best events of the year for sure.
What can we expect from you on this year in the competition or in the course?
I think just expect style from me. I try to put as much style into everything that I can, and of course flat spins and some flat spin combinations. So I don't know, we'll see. I want to try some new stuff, but hopefully the wind dies down and we can send it.
So Adolf, tell us about mountain biking in South Africa. How would you define that experience?
Mountain biking in South Africa, I've actually had the pleasure of ride a lot of trails here as well for another trip we did, and I think it's not bad. It's pretty cool. It's fun. There's a lot of cool trails. There's a lot of people that ride. There's a lot of people that's super stoked on riding. So yeah, I think it's great.
Do you think Sam, Nico, and Clemens did a good job this year building the course?
Yeah, I think these guys are doing a really good job on the course. Like every year, they just get better and better. They're just so good at building, and they observe and they know what we like. So they just kind of like go for that, you know. And this course has just got it's got a bit of everything. So it's super fun to ride.
What do you think about choosing this place? Like you've been in Knysna as well?
Yeah. I think this place is amazing. I mean, we're 45 minutes from Cape Town, you know, 45 minutes from the city. That's always a good point. You know, it's not far from the city. Also, the spot is massive. There's like a luxury place. You know, we have the biggest jumps in the world, and yeah, just perfect to ride.
What is DarkFEST, or why is DarkFEST so different? What is different from other events?
So I guess the difference with DarkFEST is just the type of event, you know, like like I said before, we just all come here. We're here for 9-10 days a week, and you know, we're just riding, free riding, like no stress. We do whatever we want, when we want, and I guess that's what we like, just being free, yeah. Group of friends, all our buddies are here sending it, and one sends it hard, then the other one's harder, and keeps going.
The circuit, the course is getting bigger and bigger. Do you think there's a limit for a ramp size, or do you think the limit is nowhere?
I mean, it's not like there's not a limit. It's just that the bigger we're going, the bigger consequences we have. So as long as everything goes good, of course, it's perfect, it's epic. But the bigger we go, the bigger crashes we get, and more consequences we get. So you know, that's kind of like a balance. We need to find the balance for both of that, you know, because we want to ride big jumps, we want to do big stuff, but we also want to be safe because we want to be doing it all year, you know. We want to do it in different places. So yeah.
So this event, the focus is not, of course, the contest or the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that because of that, the pressure is down, and then riders express themselves better and bigger?
Yeah, I think because of this, we just ride more, go crazier, and you know, I'm pretty sure that everyone that's here hates being told what they have to do. It's just a thing that I guess we all have. We don't like being told what we have to do. We don't like being told when we have to ride. We don't like being told all this stuff. We just like to go with the flow. When we feel like riding, we'll ride. When the weather's good, we'll ride. When we want to send it, we'll send it. So yeah, I think that helps a lot in this event for sure.
There seemed to be a kind of a tradition being made about haircuts in DarkFEST.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, for the past 2 years, you know, pretty much everyone's been getting crazy haircuts, you know, and yeah, I've never got one, but I thought that this year was it was the time, you know. Yeah, it was 3 years already, and you know, ended up getting a really fast haircut for the fast jump. So yeah, Bigger McDoobs killed it. He did like 15 haircuts, so we're stoked on them actually.
Okay, and now it's a question about how was it? So it's still going on, but how is DarkFEST this year?
Oh, so that's after the event. Okay.
Yeah, we can do that like tomorrow or something.
Yeah, maybe it's better. Yeah.
Can we just talk about the double?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so today you sent it pretty gnarly. You did a
Yeah.
double. How was it? How was the feeling? Because everybody was afraid of that step up.
You know, to be honest, I was kind of afraid of that step up as well, because you know, after seeing Sam crashing and he was getting hurt, and you know, it's a big one, so it's scary. But yeah, I rode it a couple of times this morning, and then Andreu was just trying threes and he was crashing and nothing was happening, and then he's like, oh, we did a train, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna three. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna flip. And then you know, we're about to go, and I'm like, well, why would I just flip if I can just do a double flip straight away? So I just kind of like went for it because you know, it's kind of like, it's a big jump, so it's not a big problem. So I just tried it straight away. It worked first go, and you know, I was more than stoked than anything, because I thought I was gonna come up a bit short because I forgot to pull in the ramp. I was out of it, but you know, we have such a big airtime that was not a big problem. But yeah, super happy on it, and I'm looking forward for trying a couple more things.
Tom, it's your first time in South Africa and DarkFEST. What are your feelings so far regarding the event?
I think the vibes and everything are super laid back, which kind of needs to be for jumps this size. And you saw Sam trying to test the jumps, and it's just, they're massive, so you don't want to crash on them. So everyone's obviously a little bit nervous to hit them, but it's for how gnarly this is, it's super laid back. It's sweet.
Is it special, like to have be on an event like this, and there's no like competition pressure, like on specific competitions you have a lot of pressure?
Yeah.
And this one is more about camaraderie and the energy between you?
For sure, yeah, it just kind of goes to show that you're not doing it for like prize money, or you're not doing it because your sponsors are telling you to. You're just doing it for fun and having good sessions with the boys, which is what you'd be doing anyways. So yeah, it's sick that Fest Series is kind of taking that to a next level, and yeah, I'm honored to be here.
Do you think Sam, Nico, and Clemens did a good job, like preparing this new course with new additions?
Yeah, well, so last year I wasn't here, but they started the course from scratch, and then this year they just made everything that was a little bit bad last year, they made it better and added a few features, and it's like super good. I haven't ridden the full course yet, but yeah, it looks amazing. Like no major issues with the course, and they fix anything that is causing problems. So yeah.
So the circuit and the jumps are getting bigger and bigger. Do you think there's a limit on ramp size in terms of air time, or do you think we are close getting that limit?
No, well, I'm sure there is a limit, but we haven't found it yet. We're probably not even close. But having a 90-footer at the beginning of a line that's pretty heavy. And then the last jump is, everyone's saying it's even gnarlier, and it's only 40 feet, but just the size of it is just, it's like riding into a house. It's crazy.
You have been riding in bikes in amazing places like the Axel Eilberg Island in the Arctic.
Yeah.
How do you compare those experiences to a place like Stellenbosch?
Well, Stellenbosch is so different. Like Axel Heiberg you're completely alone on an island just camping, and it's a whole different style of riding too. This is the course is here, it's built. You don't have to do any work to it, and you just have to guinea pig everything and test it out, and then get comfy and have fun with the boys.
There seem to be like a kind of a tradition on haircuts here in DarkFEST.
Yeah.
You also get an haircut, and Is it part of the energy and the camaraderie that?
Yeah, for sure. So the first day that we all were here, Matt McDuff gave us all free haircuts, so obviously we had to take advantage of that.
What can we expect from you, Tom, during the DarkFEST?
Well, right now I'm just trying to get used to a bike because the airline lost mine, and I'm just trying to have as much fun as possible and hopefully put on a good show for the viewers.
What can you tell us about the event? What's your spirit about it?
I've had amazing time this year. Like obviously there's some new additions to the course from last year. We've got this new whole bottom section which I think kind of spooked a lot of riders, like not everyone did it. So pretty stoked I got that done early in the week, and this the full top to bottom run is probably the most amazing feeling in the world. So I just wanted more and more and more and more, like a drug. So yeah, I had
perfect course.
Sorry?
Perfect course.
Yeah, it rode really well. You know, it's so like on the edge. You know, if you have a 1 mile an hour wind, then you can't really jump it. So everything's made so perfectly. So that made it a bit sketchy for people, like if there was a headwind or tailwind. But when you got it good, perfect.
What do you think? What do you think about Sam, Nico, and Clemens? Their ability to build a course like this?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's, you know, if you get the right people and the right machines and the time to do it, they've proved that you can do it. So it's pretty rad.
What's your favorite part of the course?
I'd have to say the 90, and then you jump into this hip, into like a twisty wizard they call it, and then a hip. That for me is the most fun mix. It's so dynamic, you're always moving.
We've seen the last couple of years there's a big improvement on the sport, and like bigger air time, bigger ramps. Do you feel that we are reaching the limit, or can we go for more?
I think you can say we're close to the limit. You know, we've got the 16 of the best free riders in the world, and only half of them jumped it. You know, so that's saying you got to the limit, huh?
What's different about DarkFEST from other events?
Well, I'm a racer, you know, so I'm told what to do and where to do it. You have to go at this time, you have to do this, you have to do that. So coming to a free ride event is so fun because you can, this session with the boys, you don't have to do anything at any time, you can just ride and have fun. So for me that's a real cool thing, but also I still love racing, you know, that's where my heart is and that's what I want to do good at this year. So it's cool to be invited here and have fun.
There's a kind of a tradition about haircuts, funny haircuts here. Did you enter
Not for
that?
me, nah, I'm too old for that shit.